champagne and it's feeling like everything. And it's feeling like everything. And it's feeling like everything. Turn pain into games, now we're popping champagne and it's feeling like everything. We turn nothing into something, yeah. On top, now I'm feeling like everything. Turn pain into games, now we're popping champagne and it's feeling like
Oh yeah, you better tune in. Facts with Reem'o. Get ready.
and it's feeling like everything. Turn pain into games, now we're popping champagne and it's feeling like
What's up? What's going on, folks? You already know. We're back with another episode of Facts with Reem'o, the show that tries to be as close, very close, to the facts as possible. Nonetheless, I'm your host, Reem'o Meerak, and I got my lovely panel here once again.
Yeah.
Whoa! I know, I just had to do that, get a little excited. I'm so excited when they're here.
So much
Nonetheless,
going on.
we're going to start to my left.
Hi everyone.
What's up, man?
It's Giavanna.
Whoop, whoop.
How's everyone doing? I hope you guys are doing great.
Okay, to my right. Oh,
And it's your host of the most familiar is more back on the set. Missed me the last time, but I'm here.
woo! And finally finish out. Let's go, baby.
Last but not least, your boy Midwest Shosh. How you doing? And before we get started, I want to say give big shout out T Honey.
Yeah,
Kim,
see
you
y'all.
know,
We love
back
y'all.
in the building.
Yes,
So
yes.
Reem'o, what do we got? What do we say?
Hey, let's start it off. Oh man, this Ruger. Let's get a little spicy here. Comedian Monique Williams took a stand against Netflix due to the fact that Netflix this weekend, or rather this whole previous week, rather, excuse me for that, they kind of gave us some low ball money. Low ball.
I
right?
think
What's
it's
up?
really low.
low.
Well,
yeah.
here's the thing. Monique says that she's
Let's start it off.
Yeah, she says she's a comedy legend.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? And they even said that she's
Right.
a comedy legend.
Right.
But, you know, let's just go with the facts. Like, Monique it definitely got an award, Academy Award in 2009 for Precious.
Right.
But that's like 10 years. Almost 10
Wait,
years
that was
ago.
10 years ago?
Yeah, 2009. So
Old, baby.
the question,
man.
there's a lot of questions as it relates to this controversy, but I think one of the first ones is, you know, when you're evaluating somebody's value, is it based on how long or how recent? Because I know in the music industry, we always used to tell our artists, you're only as good as your last hit.
Right.
You know, there is a double standard, but with urban artists, you better keep on cranking it out.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
our Caucasian contemporaries can have a hit for 30, 40 years and still get the same bill, but us, screech. So is that got something to do with it?
I don't know, million. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No. You keep-
Well, I feel like
We also forgot about Wanda Sykes.
Right.
You
right.
know,
Let's look.
because,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Wanda, she tweeted her gratitude at Monique and shared her own story about the disparity with a company, and she thanked Monique for speaking up,
Right.
which I think right now a lot of women are doing that, and I think it's fantastic.
Right. I
There's a
think
lot
it's
of
great,
cause
too.
and effect to that, but I think it's wonderful. And she said Netflix offered me more than half. It was only $500,000. Right? Less than. But meanwhile, Amy Schumer got 1.3.
no,
13 million.
13.
Sorry
not
about that.
1.3.
Yeah, you gotta put that comment on the other side.
Do you think it's because Amy is out there with all the controversy that she did, and you know all of her boisterousness and how she really that last Beyonce thing.
I mean,
blew up
the point that you
the
made,
internet.
the point that you made earlier. I mean, it does make sense. Like Amy Schumer is someone that, that's new, not new, but someone who the last 10 years or probably the last 5 years, that's probably been one of the go-to comedians. Do I think it's fair, like, for Monique to get 12.5 million less or 19.5 million less? No, I don't think it should at least be at least 5 million. Or some type of somewhere around there. Because my thing is like, I believe Monique has about 45 awards. And my thing is like, she's rich in awards, but she's poor in cash.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Interesting.
yeah, it's interesting, you know?
Well, Giovanna, let's look at the facts.
Those are the facts.
So, what do we know? We know Amy Schumer has been in the spotlight very recently. We know that Monique has a very long list of awards, like we just mentioned. And with this boycott about boycotting Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the
when
answer.
I first saw it, I'm like, damn, something else we got to boycott. First, we got to boycott H&M. Now we got to boycott this. Like,
I mean,
come
if
on.
that's the
Well,
case.
H&M is a whole different
but
issue,
then
but-
I realized something. Netflix is very much pro-black.
Yes.
Right.
Think about all the pro-black shows
Correct.
that they have. Think about the fact that they have Dear White People on on Netflix exclusively. The Def Jam special on Netflix exclusively.
That's true.
Both of Dave Chappelle's
Comedy
comedy shows on Netflix exclusively.
And they allocated $9 billion
For
towards urban content.
$9 billion for urban content. So I think when I see Monique when she made that comment, she hasn't been around in a while. So for her to make this demand that I demand yeah, I do think 500,000 is lowballing it, but I think
But you know,
yeah,
here's the other thing too, because I'm always on the business side. Like,
Right.
let's just keep it factual.
Right.
This is the business of entertainment.
Right. Exactly.
So, if I was Monique and my lawyer, shrewd, I would say, okay, you give me 500,000, and I want to know what my benchmark is.
Right.
And if my benchmark is you're going to give me $1 billion.
Right.
Because, it's never about the negotiating, it's always about the renegotiation. And so if she's that confident in the success of she's having, take the deal, set a benchmark. If they're lowballing her, because obviously they don't think it's going to be that successful if it's only 500,000.
Right.
So if you say, we expect you to take, an audience maybe about 2 or 3 million, and maybe an audience share of maybe 10%, and you do 40 million, and you do 30% share, then I'm taking one of that billion from the 9 that you allocated next year.
And
Right.
just for laymen like myself, when you say a benchmark, what exactly are you?
What I mean by a benchmark is just what they feel, because when they give you that amount of money, they're saying that they don't think that their projections are not saying that they're going to be that successful.
Right.
So they give the upfront money based on what they think the projections are going to be. That is the benchmark.
Okay.
So now, if I supersede that, if I go past that,
Then
then
that
my
side kicks
lawyer
in.
puts in, I'm going to get $1 million for every mark over that.
Right.
So now
okay,
you don't have to boycott. You just have to make sure your joint is successful.
Right.
Like, get it. Like, I think sometimes we're so quick to want it all at the front instead of learning the power of negotiation.
Right. Reem'o's about to join in this. I'm gonna take it on this. We're gonna play a little devil's advocate. Let's say Monique does get the 12 million. Are we really hearing anything that she had expressed in her anguish or thereof? Like the whole, I'm doing this so that the next person behind me, this doesn't happen
Yes,
to.
she has said that.
No, right. But
Right.
are we hearing that? Because for me, I feel a lot of our entertainers, all right, it's one thing to speak upon for something that you feel that's wrong with you. But when you start talking about bringing more people involved, like, I want for the person after me, you gotta be careful about how you size that up. And because I really, in my heart of hearts, I honestly feel, had Monique gotten the 13 million, we wouldn't have gotten the video post, wouldn't gotten the approach to say, okay, let's boycott Netflix, which Yoshi mentioned, by the way, has been going for urban content for at least about 10 years? About the last decade has been going for urban content? So what you're basically presenting to everybody is a company that didn't give you what you wanted, right?
Right.
Now we got to boycott them because they didn't give you what you wanted. That to me is contradictory. I'm sorry.
And despite the fact
I'm
that
sorry.
they gave Dave Chappelle what he wanted, gave the producers of Dear White People what they wanted, they gave everyone else what they wanted, but they didn't give Monique. And who knows what she's going to come with? Is she going to still be topical? Frankly, is she still going to be funny? We don't know. We just
Right.
assume, because she's pro-black, she's been around, we should boycott. No, we haven't seen you in years. We don't know what type of content you have.
See, here's another thing, though. Part of it is, from what I understand, is like she's also saying that because she's a female and because she's black, and that's a very sensitive matter right now.
Right.
But do you really
Especially
feel,
right now.
Do you feel that that's really what's going on?
I mean, I don't
Go ahead.
know.
Take
I mean,
on it.
like honestly, I mean, my ideal, I mean, partial of my goals is to be an actress. You know what I mean? An actor, actress, whatever you want to call it. But
Right.
an established, successful one that you know what I mean? Not because of anybody else's success, because of me. But
Right.
and I don't know how I would feel if I'm being told that I'm a legend, but I'm not getting paid as you know what I mean? It's just like it's like your words need to some type of effect match what your actions are saying. You know what I mean? Like if you're saying that she's a legend, at least give her some type of mill.
You know, another thing too, though, I would love to look up, and I should have did it before the show, is what was her pay on her last show? Because see, lots of times too, it's just like a regular job. They base what you're
did
making
last,
on
yeah.
what you've made.
But she's really known though, like even internationally and stuff
Yeah,
like
but
that.
when she does her comedy shows, is she getting $1 million for the performance,
Right.
or is she getting 150,000 to 250,000? If she's getting 150 to 250,000, then 500,000 on Netflix eyes is twice her pay raise. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that
that go into play with it. I just don't.
Yeah,
I personally don't think
understand.
that
Right.
it just logically doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
That's just my personal opinion.
And guys, I feel like we could talk about this
Yeah, forever.
forever.
But-
However, Giavanna, what do you think about this next topic about Ciara? What do you
Okay, so now this next topic with my girl, Miss Ciara. I'm very happy for you and all the blessings for you. But many people has felt that that she has quoted a pastor, and I guess people are looking at it as like she's telling women to level up their situation with their men.
Right.
I personally didn't take it like that.
Okay.
They were basically what she was getting dragged on Twitter, to my understanding, is that basically because men in certain cultures are incarcerated and black culture is incarcerated, so
Very high, by the way, unfortunately.
very high. But I don't know how. Okay, let me say how I took Ciara's post. I took Ciara's post as a woman showing her growth.
Okay.
And because the same women who's probably complaining about Ciara's post is the same women who was asking her, how did she get her man? They were like, oh my God, please tell me, what did you do? And all, like, this is really a real thing.
Right.
So I guess, like, what I took from Ciara's post was that by her finding her true self and her finding her true love for herself, put her in a situation to not make wrong choices for herself and her child. And with that predicament, her husband found who she, found who she was, and that's how it was. I mean, I don't look at it as like, oh, our men are incarcerated, so how could we level up? It's not about you finding a man. See, that's what the post is not about. It's not about you leveling up to find a man.
Well, you find
And that's
a
what the pastor
Well,
video was about. It's not about finding a man. It's about loving yourself.
And just really quick, when I first saw this, we were talking about off air about some women are girlfriends, but they're not ready to be wives. And I think in terms of that, just men and women, if you're ready to take whatever relationship you have to the next level, you need to grow from inside to say, hey, I am ready to spend the rest of my life with this person through thick and thin, no matter what happens, through sickness and in health.
Right.
So I guess we look at certain celebrities like Ciara and like, oh, how did she do that? I'm sure she did it by being herself and growing from within, and not like, it's not like a step-by-step thing. Just if she was herself and Russell Wilson saw her as she is and was like, I don't want to spend the rest of my life with you, then that's okay. There's no like step by step. Just really be yourself.
Well,
I think.
Here's the thing. There's so much going on in society today. I
Right.
think the beautiful thing about this controversy with Ciara is making people start setting a standard.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the beginning of it all. If you don't know what you want out of a relationship, how can you go into one?
Exactly.
And because there's nothing that says this is what I want and this is what I don't want, because of the mere fact that you have no idea.
You have no idea,
And
right.
so what happens is you wind up wasting time trying to figure it out instead of actually knowing, so that when there's indicators that it's not what you want, listen, we need to talk
Yeah,
about this because this
exactly.
is a deal breaker. you know, or this is not what I'm looking for out of relationship. But I find far too many times on both sides of the fence,
Right.
people are not really clear on what they want. You know, so it becomes a pastime, or it becomes, you know, this thing that we have. They don't even call it relationship. You know, if you really take a poll.
Situationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we talked about last episode,
you know, when you
with the
start taking
taxis.
poll, right? When you start taking a poll, it's like, how many people really say, "This is my love"?
Right.
This is my significant other. This is my partner. I don't hear that as much as this is my girl. Or
Right.
this is my
Right.
man.
Right.
Or this is my boo. Or this is my bae. What the hell is that?
Right.
You know, and how long does that last?
You know what? It's kind of, you know what? Here's the thing with me, man. I just feel, and shout out to Joe Buttons and his podcast. They kind of talked
Yes.
about it. You know what I'm saying? I think we're just being too sensitive on a whole lot of things for no reason.
Yeah.
It's just, look, because listen, because honestly, because here's the thing for me. And it's always going to be the thing for me no matter what. All right? Had it been somebody else, right, that says the same level up, right? Are you going up in arms? Oh my God. Why you say level up? Look at your situation.
Yeah.
X, Y. You're not doing it. So for me, I feel it's just another thing that people just warping their
trolling.
minds on social media, and you're bored. It's like, look, it's common sense. If she said it, she said it.
Yeah.
If it applies to your life,
It applies to your life.
Okay.
Right.
If it doesn't apply to your life, then move on. I don't understand. Like, for me, I don't understand. I just understand, like, we have become a society that is getting dumber and dumber by almost the millisecond. Not even, it used to be by the seconds.
But
per
do you
se.
think technology is the reason behind it?
Oh, yeah, by far. 1,000%. Because, look, God forbid, 20 years ago, right? Before, when internet was starting, right? You had chat groups, but it wasn't visual. So at least if you said something, if you were the biggest lame, because that's what social media did. Social media made the biggest lame the hugest star.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? No, real shit. Okay, so if you per se said something back in the days, it just left it at that. You said it. Then okay, it evolved a little bit. Early 2000s, the two-way taxes, and you had like Chat Planet. You had this. AOL was high.
Wait,
or whatever.
what's Chat Planet?
Oh yeah, right. That's way before your time, young fella.
Yeah.
But anyway, look.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So when you had certain things, it stayed there. So now let's bring it up. Let's say 2005.
Right.
Now we're in the era of okay, if you say it, it's viewed.
Right.
You get that was the starting point. Okay, with Facebook and everybody else,
Right.
MySpace, everything, whole 9 yards, right?
Wow, MySpace.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So now
Now we're getting
now,
crazy.
Exactly. Now
bring
I get it.
Now bring times even forward now. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you can't be that dumb to say, okay, because this person said it right here in front of my face, boom.
But see,
I gotta be emotional about it. It's like,
But sometimes
you
it's
can't
not
put it to
even.
your life.
But sometimes it's not even like really. I don't even think people really be serious. People just have time on their hands. But move
Yeah,
on.
you know, I mean, you know, it's really funny. Like, I've watched the whole curve. Like, I was doing marketing on the internet before it was even vogue with hip hop groups that couldn't get any kind of exposure. So
Right.
I've watched the whole pendulum, and what I see as a new trend almost is just to test the waters. I see some people put stuff up just to see
Yeah, right.
if they're going to get a reaction, and I find it very interesting. If somebody is saying, yeah, then that one no comes out, and it's so left field, and I'm like, what? And then you start seeing all this other comment attacking that one person, and I know that person sitting back saying, this is hilarious. Like, look what I did.
You
Exactly.
know
what I
that? You know what
mean?
that's called, right? It's called just being a troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
That's what I
basically
said.
Exactly.
yeah.
It's
That's
trolling.
It's
They're
trolling.
know.
They're not serious.
It's
That's the people
hilarious.
have time, you know.
Right.
And I
But-
guess, and that's also like the point is to garner a reaction. That's like when I said like, oh, what's Chat Planet? I got that reaction from YouTube. So it was like, gotcha. So I mean, it's just it's
But
what-
here's
it's
the thing,
whatever.
though. My thing is, do you think Ciara really cares?
Oh, hell
No, she
It's
doesn't
not-
care.
Oh,
So
hell no.
it's like,
She doesn't
sometimes when
care.
I see all of this stuff, I'm like, I always think of the person that they're attacking, and I'm like, She's probably enjoying all this free publicity because if anybody doesn't know who Ciara is, the first thing you're doing is Googling who is she
I mean, at
and
the
why
end
is
of the
everybody
day,
upset?
I feel like Ciara, she probably cares to the point where she doesn't want the wrong message to get across. But I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, Ciara is a beautiful woman. I mean, I don't know how you could even take any negativity from that post. I mean, I don't know.
Before we
It's
go to the
crazy.
next one, I want to go back to the Monique thing only because there was something that Wanda did in her career. And I just wanted to throw it out there. Like, do you think Monique should be quiet and just switch to another company? Like, why does it have to be Netflix? Like, Wanda Sykes went to Epic.
Right.
You know what I mean? And got the money. So,
Well, she probably went to Netflix because it's a
but seeing how they
It's a higher
don't,
platform.
but seeing how they don't give her the money, I'm saying, couldn't another operative been
Go to the
where
rival.
you
I mean,
just go to
I
the
don't,
rival?
I don't think
Yeah.
it's that.
So that makes me wonder: was Netflix the only one that said yes?
Right. That's
But
true,
she's trying to be in the same movie with Amy Schumer, Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle, right? So how could she put it on anybody else's table?
No, I'm saying the movie itself. Like she could have just got out of that movie and went to another one. That's
Right.
what
I think
I'm
that's
saying.
what she did. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, that's the
I mean,
thing
she's
that's-
gonna have to do that regardless. So.
Here's my thing.
I
too.
don't know.
I'm gonna add on to yours, big sis. I ain't gonna lie. I think, these people are just fucking bored. Like, I'm just sorry. They're just fucking bored. Because it's like, we're really in 2018, right? We're really just gonna sit on and find ways to use platforms to say boycott this, boycott that, with all the fuck shit that's going on. You're really gonna sit here and tell me, you're really gonna take your time just to say, hey, you know what? They're not giving me what I should have gotten. You know what? I want everybody to boycott.
But then what's the difference between
I don't
H&M?
understand. No, that too. Hey, listen, we talked about
No,
it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
putting it out there. I'm
Right,
just saying,
we talked
what's the
about it.
difference between boycott, not
Oh, there's
not
a
to
big
boycott?
difference.
What's
oh,
the
wait
difference?
a minute. Hold up.
Yeah, it
Hold
is.
up.
It is.
There's a huge
Yeah, it
difference.
is. Okay.
First of all, Netflix is not calling a young black child a monkey.
Yeah, right.
Second of all, Netflix is
I don't
not.
think
Wait, hold on.
I don't think H&M called him.
No,
It was on the hoodie.
No,
It
no,
was
no,
on
no.
the hoodie.
No,
Listen,
right. I get
but
what
wait,
you're saying. I get what
but
you're
wait,
saying.
hold on. Let's take it one step
Hold on,
forward.
no. What's the difference between bathe and ape?
No, but listen.
Nah,
What's
I
the
know about
difference
that.
between
No.
bathe and
I
ape?
got
And
yeah.
I'm not liking that neither. But here's
Right.
the thing. That really got me upset was not so much. Well, first that he was wearing that shirt, but then the white kid had a
That was
completely.
that was a
completely.
fake. That was a fake.
Oh, that was. I
That was a
didn't know
fake.
that.
See, exactly. See,
But I didn't know that.
You gotta research.
But
You gotta get
I
on
didn't know
top.
that. But I still don't like my young black child being called a monkey.
But did you?
Call
But the
us monkey.
mother.
The mother needs to be slapped. I'm
No,
sorry.
she doesn't.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you
No, she
that.
doesn't.
Yeah.
She went for the money.
No, she doesn't. What's the difference between bathe and ape?
No, I'll tell you what the.
Please.
I'll
There's
put you
a
on.
big
I'll put you on the bathing ape.
Guys, this is getting
So-
really juicy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Say that.
It is. Hold
No,
on.
it's really different.
I'm gonna take my sip. Here we go. Here's the thing with Bathing Ape. All right, so Bathing Ape with the whole before the Neptunes got involved with Bathing Ape. Back in China, Bathing Ape is more about bathing in luxury and bathing in
Right.
glory.
Right.
So when Netflix got to it, their brand is not.
You said Netflix or
No, not for sorry.
H&M?
Sorry,
Oh, okay,
Neptunes.
H&M.
Sorry, Neptunes.
Oh,
Sorry,
Neptune.
folks.
Okay.
A little tired. Neptunes with Pharrell, and they got into the brand. So then once it got popular and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Nobody really cared too much to say, okay, it's Bathing Ape. What's
I
the
don't
issue?
like it.
Right. That's not the like. But I get where you're coming from. Here's the difference with boycotting H&M versus boycotting a Netflix. Boycotting H&M because they put something on. You get what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong. I don't
Right, hold on.
I don't think boycotting Netflix is the answer.
Right,
No.
right.
I don't think that's
No. But
And also it's also
Right.
not
But
practical.
it's apples.
Right.
But it's also apples and oranges.
Right.
Netflix is not outwardly explaining or exploiting to the point where they're saying she's getting less money because she's black and she's a female. No.
Right.
They're also not calling her an ape. They're also not calling her a baboon or anything else that reference to something less than a human.
Right.
This in particular company, of which we are one of the leading buyers. If it's in
Consumers.
it's in every black neighborhood, okay? Within confinements, 125th Street, all of the major places, okay? So we are the #1 buyer, and you're gonna call me a baboon, an ape, a monkey? No, I don't think so. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not giving any justify to anything. I'm
She
just
just wants to
saying,
know.
what's the difference?
No,
There's no difference
right.
between boycotting something because of how you feel about it and boycotting something because of how you feel. It's the same thing.
No, the difference. No.
Yeah.
Let me explain, because it really is a total difference. One is blatant prejudice and oppression and planting a seed of making us less than. Okay?
Right.
The other is quantified as far as somebody being upset and then saying we need to boycott them.
Right.
I don't think she's. I don't think. But that's all for your opinion. That's not a fact.
Because of the mere fact of what he said. If they were really not giving people what they deserved, right? Then these other black shows would be complaining of not getting the money as well. They're not saying anything. And also, if they didn't see the importance of black content, why would they put $9 billion? And they also went to, what's that conference, SAE or AAE or something like that, down in Atlanta, where all the black...
yes.
All the black... They were there. Posse deep. There were 6 representatives there looking for content. I don't see ABC, CBS, NBC, all of them doing that. So it's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
I do see. I will come to your rescue, Giavanna. I do see where you're trying to go with this.
Okay.
In terms of, you have one situation where a company is basically being blatantly racist, and then like, oh, sorry guys, we messed up. Okay, 80% off, which I was very tempted by the way, because when you see H&M clothes for 80% off, I'm like,
but see,
maybe.
Then it's not that serious. Then it's not that serious. It can't be that serious if you could sit there and be like.
It was tempting. It was just tempting because of the quality.
But my thing is like this: if the quality shouldn't, it shouldn't mean anything. These things shouldn't mean nothing, but they do, which means to me like.
So it shouldn't mean anything that somebody calls you a monkey?
I didn't say that. I said it doesn't mean anything about H&M. H&M is not important. I mean that.
H&M.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
It shouldn't mean anything if this is so detrimental to us as a culture, and is putting a seed into our youth's mind and to not believe in who we are.
No,
then
it's
why is
beyond
it so much
Let me
to
explain.
not go? I'm not saying you. I'm just saying why is it so much to not go and spend your money with a
Because
company
it's
like
beyond that. It's beyond that. It's not even so much of them calling us. It's first
I don't
of
think
all,
they called us a monkey. It was a shirt that had it on, and it was a black kid. If it was a white kid, would it have made it any different?
Yeah,
if it was an Asian
I would
kid,
still
would it have made it
with
any different?
any child being
having this
called a
conversation.
monkey. No,
I'm just saying.
No,
No, and I agree.
I
We
would
wouldn't
be
be having
upset
this
with any child calling themselves a monkey. We need to get away from this. We need to stop putting people back into people. We need to start having compassion for our fellow man and stop doing all this nonsense just for drama and excitement and conversation. It's bananas. That's
I
a
agree with
little
you.
child.
I agree with
That
you.
is a little child.
Which his mother has agreed for him to do
Shame
that. I'm
on
just
you,
saying.
mommy. I'm gonna say it again.
I'm
Shame
just
on you,
saying.
mommy and
But
daddy.
why? Why
Shame
if
on
if it's shame on her, then there's so much shame to all many parents.
Listen, let me
out
tell you
there
something.
that's selling their kids
Yeah, let me-
for money.
let me tell you
That's
a funny
selling their
story.
kids to do beauty pageants, selling their kids to do all this
entirely
other stuff, and
different. They're
it's
not
not
calling
And
different.
also to make a
monkey.
show out of it.
It's not different.
It is. They're
It's
not calling him a
not.
monkey.
But in front of their face or on a shirt, H&M didn't call that kid a monkey. This shirt had the coolest monkey
Oh,
on the
my
jungle.
goodness.
You understand what I'm saying? If it was a
No.
different
But it's
child, I'm
There
not.
should not be any shirt that says that. Like
You're
for
right.
example-
You're right.
for
But
example,
what I'm
one of my
saying is, it
coworkers-
is.
One of my coworkers said that he would wear that shirt, and I turned around and I said, "If you come into work with that shirt,
Man, they
I'm
have
burning it."
already. They have. That's
I'm
not
burning
new.
it.
That
I
coolest
can't
monkey,
stand-
that cooler
I
monkey in
can't
the
stand
jungle
it.
is nothing new.
I can't
That's been
stand
around
it.
in your time, my mother's time.
And it's not. It
but-
totally was not
it was
acceptable
accepted.
in my time or my
I never
mother's
said
time.
it wasn't acceptable. I said it was around. Is what I'm saying.
But it's not acceptable. But what's upsetting me is that what we were talking about earlier, that we're getting dumbed it down to the point where foolishness like that is being accepted.
I never said it's accepted. I never said
I
it's
get it. No, right.
accepted.
No, right. I get
You
what-
hear what I'm saying?
Let me sizzle.
I'm not
sizzle
saying
the
it's
fire, which is great.
accepted.
No, it's good energy. No, it's good
No,
energy.
it's good
Let me
energy. I'm
sizzle the
not
fire.
saying it, but I'm just saying I don't
I'm
understand.
gonna
same.
put it like this to you, Giavanna. Okay, and I totally understand where you're coming from.
Don't say but, because if you say but, you contradict.
No, not but. No, you're
You
right.
can't say but.
No,
You can't say but. It's bullshit. Anything after but is bullshit. So be clear. Be clear.
On the contrary, I'm gonna shut you down next.
Be clear.
On the
Be
contrary.
clear.
No, right. On the contrary, right? You listen, right? Yeah, you forget.
Okay. Battle to
On
the
hold on. On the contrary, right? You can't. I see where you're going with it.
I'm just throwing
I see
out
where you're going
different
with it.
points.
Right,
That's it,
different
you know.
points and stuff. No, I see where you're
No,
going
I
with
love it.
But the main focal point, right? If you're going on a focal point, is, as Ameilia said, you know, it is apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges because you're talking. If I would understand, if let's say Netflix, right? Let's say Netflix didn't open its budget, didn't do anything of the nature towards the urban community, black community, whatever, and then they said to Monique, "This is your thing." Yeah, it's something big. But you can't go at a company who is willingly, okay, willingly. This is when you see 9 billion open for urban content.
Right.
That is a will. That is like, yes, we want your
Right,
content.
Come to me.
Okay, versus an H&M that only wants your dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. The content. Wait. I'm not saying. I'm not
it's
saying
not the same
Netflix
thing.
and H&M is the same. I'm not saying.
No, but even the process. The reason why
Right.
it's different is because we're able to tell our stories. H&M just wants our dollars. Period. We ain't talking no story. They twisting our story and what we should accept by calling us monkeys. Stop it.
Right.
I don't think. I don't think it's them calling us monkeys. I don't think so. I don't think it's them calling us monkeys. I think it's what's being accepted by the people who do it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? But to sit there and say a whole company is out here, because Netflix
Listen.
no, hold on. Netflix did not say, right, that we're giving you this money because of your skin color and who you are. Netflix said it in a different way. Not saying that that's what they meant, but they meant it as far as
I don't think Monique's value was $13 million.
I'm not saying
So,
that
I mean,
it is, but I'm just saying like
I mean, I love Monique. Don't get me wrong. I love Monique, but what have you done for me lately? Like, how much has she generated?
Exactly.
So she's not a $13 million. She's not a cash cow. She's not.
Maybe
Even
two.
when she did,
Wait, what do you
even
mean
when
done
she
for
did
you?
even when she did her late night show, which was
fairly
just
speaking.
hers, it was not as successful.
I didn't
You know
even
what I mean?
know
It didn't
about
even
that
meet
show.
those numbers. So I'm just saying, her history in television has not been proven like that.
Or at least not been proven.
And she was a supporting actor. She wasn't the lead in that movie almost 10 years ago. So it's like,
Is
you really
that
have
the
to
last
look at
thing that she did 10 years ago?
I can't think of anything recently.
As
But
far
see,
as
that's
all the-
only our opinion. That's not a
No,
fact.
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
damn
No, but
well
that's
is.
the fact. That's the fact
Damn,
that those things did not do
That's
that
what they
well.
weigh upon.
That's what they weigh
Oh,
on.
you're
Wait,
saying,
wait,
Yeah.
I'm asking y'all, when's the last thing that she did? That's what I was saying, like,
And the
was
fact
that the last thing
the
that she
fact that
did?
we have to think this hard.
It means
to
that it's
be-
not that relevant.
Right. Now.
Because you can say
so-
the last thing that Amy Schumer did.
I can't. Can you?
Yeah, the Beyonce thing was the
All
biggest
right, then what's the next
controversy.
one?
She just did what? She did another comic. She just did another movie. I can't think of the name.
All right,
of
the
it 'cause
next
I'm
one.
not gonna. I'm not. No, that's going backwards.
but
But
see-
Amy's got way more record on file than
I'm not
Monique.
saying that.
Especially recently, and
And then
that's,
also-
that's my
I just
point.
don't think that she deserves 500,000. I'm sorry,
and
you
I
can't
agree.
sit there
No,
and
right. No, we agree with you with that.
12 and a half. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but what I'm saying, the only thing, and this is the last thing that I'm going to say, is that I want to know what she's making when she tours. Because if it's 250,000, then 500,000 is a fair rate. 'Cause
Cheerio,
it's double
kid.
her rate. That's all I'm saying.
And my point is the fact that you're right. She does not deserve 500,000. She does deserve a little bit more than that.
Right.
Maybe $2 million. I think.
Right.
I don't think it's right for her to compare herself to Amy Schumer, who's done more, has more of a recent track record, been in. Pardon me for saying this, in people's mouths recently. I don't really know. Do what you gotta do. So for her, so for Monique to compare to Amy Schumer, it's like, whoa, let's back up. Let's back up. Let's say I want a fair price considering what Dave Chappelle's been getting. Considering, I think she should be compared to other black comedians. That's all I'm saying.
Facts. All right,
Reem'o.
folks, that was a little spicy. Woo! But let's take a break for our sponsor.
Yeah.
We will be back with the final thoughts and also final topic. You heard?
Pay the bills, pay the bills.
Yeah.
We turned on in a science. On top, now I'm feeling like everything. Turn pain into games, now we're popping champagne, and it's feeling like everything.
Hey, folks, nonetheless, we do the best we can here with Facts and Reem'o as we're definitely rising with our show. Nonetheless, we got a contest for you. It's a hashtag contest. If you put the two hashtags, hashtag FWR and FWR get ready, if we see it multiple times, and whoever has the most hashtags, likes of the picture or the repost of this video, guess what? You get this nice FWR shirt. You know what we might add on? We're going to add on the mug too.
What's the name?
FWR, get ready. Ha ha!
Turn pain into games, now we're popping champagne, and it's feeling like everything.
What's up? Welcome back. We
What's up?
definitely had to pay some bills with this show, nonetheless. But let's go to the final fun topic. Get it how you live, right? What are some ways we're picking up some few side gigs, folks? I know we all got brands here. Who wants to start off?
Switching the wigs, honey. Switching the wigs.
Switching the wigs.
Get a different person every day.
Pumping gas. No, I'm playing. But no, what's up? What y'all got going? Who wants to start it off?
I guess I will.
Okay.
First off, UBC TV, which is the other network.
Yes.
They are finally doing their launch.
Oh!
Yes, give it
We're
up.
doing a Grammy party during Grammy Week, a pre-Grammy
Nice.
party,
Nice.
and I brought
wait,
back
when
my
is it?
business. It's my birthday, January 23rd.
Happy birthday!
Oh my God, it's tomorrow.
So
Oh my,
you
you're the
can
first.
come-
My nephew's birthday's today. Like my nephew,
All
my
the
brother,
birthdays,
and my father,
Oh my God!
and my boyfriend's brother,
Guess
Wow.
Let's.
and my boyfriend's boyfriend, and my boyfriend's brother.
So basically everyone in your family, basically.
Pretty much as an Aquarian.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I started my company back, Buzz Builder, because my book CEO versus CEO. I had
Nice.
to have a company.
Put it out there. Let everybody know
So I
about
got
it.
a book coming out, you guys. It's called CEO versus CEO. It is an executive handbook to female diversity training.
Yes.
Basically, but the whole purpose of the book is to help young ladies like yourself
Yes.
understand
Put me
what
down
it
on the
means.
list.
What it means to become a female executive on the corporate level of the C level.
Right.
So COO, CEO,
Right.
all of that, CFO, and how you don't get set up and how you keep on maneuvering. And so, like I tell women, like when you're aggressive, you're called a bitch. But I redefine it. So I used to tell men, yes, I am a bitch, but my definition is different than yours. I'm
Right.
beautiful, intelligent, talented,
Yeah.
corporate hustler.
Right.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Game.
Play that.
Ooh.
So,
Through the spring.
and the last thing is I am going to Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee in February
Nice.
to receive a Black Excellence in Business Award.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's what I'm talking
and
about.
all because we're doing it. So,
how
thank
it
you,
is.
FWR, Reem'o, Sophie, my panelists. I mean, it's, visibility counts.
Yes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Who else wants to add on? Come on,
well,
Giavanna.
Some other ways, just some other ways in general, or just what I'm doing.
What you
Whatever,
doing
general.
other ways in
Doesn't
general?
matter.
Well, there's all types of ways you could flip money.
Hustle. You on the block? Or you
I mean, hey,
pitching at work?
obviously on the
What's going on
block,
over
at work, yeah, there's all types of ways. You
Okay.
know, flipping cars you can do. You can invest your money in different currencies.
Oh, which I did over the weekend.
Yeah,
Right, huh?
I'm learning so much about it. But what I do, or for my side gigs, I model as much as most of you know. I'm a muse. I dance. I act. I write. But what I'm doing now is getting more knowledgeable about trademarks, patents, LLC corporations, and stuff like that. And I have some great stuff coming up. Great stuff and plan to get ready and recorded to put out for everybody. And I'm pretty sure when I have everything together, you guys will be there to support me. But yeah, just
Yes.
Giavanna, GIAVANNANYC. That's my Instagram. You can hit me up there. And I'm getting into music as well. So
Do it.
producers out there that's looking for. I know I recently seen JD's, Jermaine Dupri's interviews. If you're looking for a star, baby.
Star.
But yeah.
Yo,
Definitely.
yo, Schmin.
So,
Sup,
Midwest
man?
shows. What is Midwest shows to you think? So, a way that I guess is a bit of a side gig. I'm really into sports and I'm really into fantasy football. And there's an app called FanDuel where you can create a 1 week lineup. And you can profit, and it's like you put in a certain amount of money, and you can profit depending on how well the players do. And I do that for fun, and also I do make a little bit off of it. But I do make a little bit off of it.
Cha-ching.
Just a little bit. No, I need to get better. I need to get better at that. I know, at least personally for me, which sounds like kind of weird and dystopian, but it could work, especially now, selling blood because I'm O positive, and more than likely
that's
I could
rare.
get exactly.
Yeah.
So more than likely I'll get paid because I'm O positive. That's two. And Reem'o, you mentioned something about pitch and work. One of my college roommates actually did that while he was at school.
Nice.
And he pitched that work, and he would usually get people knocking at his door about once every 10 minutes. And that was cool with that. I remember on certain days, like you guessed it, 420, he would pre-bag his work, and we're just
Are you talking about food?
yes, I'm talking
okay.
about food.
Yeah, God, kid.
Yes. He pre-packaged Big Macs and just like.
Right.
Anyway, so and another thing that he did was he actually see now you got me off track. One of the things that he did was that if someone usually didn't have money, like a lot of kids don't, he used the iSwipe. So you could pay through a credit card, which is ingenious. And I literally looked at him and was like, he's in school and hustling. He's essentially paying his own way through school. And I
Right.
thought that was brilliant. It really is.
By any no means necessary.
But yeah, exactly.
Malcolm X, baby.
I ain't go front. Yours truly, in the dabbling in the industry and stuff. What can I say, man? Nonetheless, I just had a hosted event. That was dope. I'm into that more, trying to expand to that more often, getting back in front of the camera. Nonetheless, season 5, Reem TV. That's back on it. You know what I'm saying?
Another award coming, another
Now,
award.
that's the aim. To add multi to the resume. If I can add multi to the resume, you can't front on me, son. You gotta give me the chords. But also too, definitely got hopefully, definitely too got a couple of Grammy party invites. You know how that go. Over the weekend, definitely I went to a Bitcoin cryptocurrency thing. I can't really talk too much about it
It's a little
I
down right now, but
signed a little thing. But I learned some information, so I might do a couple of investments and stuff like that.
Careful.
Yeah, right. Gotta be careful.
But a real investor.
Right.
Is going, wait it out.
Steady. I'm not gonna put my house and my savings.
Right. It's not a casino. Some people are like
Here's
a
the
casino,
thing. Here's the thing that I would tell you. There are
Right.
3 to 4 different types of platform in crypto money.
Right.
Okay. If you're going to invest, spread it.
Spread
because
it out,
one
exactly.
of those 4 is
It's
going to
go.
win.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
And
it's
since
down
Bitcoin
right now. But,
got hacked,
Yeah.
not so sure.
but I mean, everything has got hacked at one point.
I know, but they
you
were
know?
targeted.
Yeah, they were heavy.
They were targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah, with everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
because they were the leaders.
But I would still say put, a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little
Spread the love. Spread the love.
You see how he do? How he do the
Like my man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my man. Like my man. That's my man.
right there.
Oh, I forgot one more thing.
Yes.
Shout outs to Tandra and her daughter. They are doing Harlem Fashion Week.
Yes.
It is now the 4th year. I am so proud of them.
Yes.
It's at the museum, City Museum, 105 and 5th.
I did it last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So February 4th if you guys can support. It's a Sunday, but I'm just loving it. And
Yes.
I can only let one designer out because they made the announcement, but Ilyasa Shabazz, love you. They have their new line coming out.
Nice.
The Shabazz sisters.
I can't,
Oh,
you
yeah.
forget about Fashion
And
Week.
that's
Oh, you know what?
showcasing that day. And they have somebody else that's even more huge than that, but you can't really get bigger than the Shabazz sisters.
So,
But
yeah.
yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, but how can you forget Fashion Week? Lord. Oh.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Oh, your students getting those invites.
Yeah, man.
I get so giddy. I get more giddy than the Grammys and all that about Fashion Week. Cause what can you say? Oh my God, what can you say?
Oh, by the
about
way,
it?
designers that are watching, we all can.
Yeah, look,
are willing to be styled.
Shout out to one designer who just hit me up, Adrian Alicea. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna be working behind the scenes. We got
Nice.
we got working on some project. So when you see Reem'o Meerak on the credits, you know, I do the fashion dollars.
It's what he's supposed to do.
Hey, you know, I tried, man. I try.
Oh, and don't forget about Amazon selling too. Amazon, eBay, all of those good sites. Fiverr, that's Fiverr.
Fiverr's excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
If you
Love
guys
it.
need graphic artists or whatever, that
right.
is the place
Any
to go.
writers,
Hit them up.
proofreaders, anything.
Cheap.
Cheap. $5 is like the
Fiverr.
less. Yeah, Fiverr, really, literally. Yeah.
And also selling clothes too.
That's what I'm saying,
Speaking of
Amazon,
fashion,
yeah.
selling clothes. Buffalo
Selling, yeah.
Exchange. What's up? Holla at me.
Well,
Get or not. or
no,
not,
I
or-
love Buffalo Exchange. I did not mean to do that. I love Buffalo Exchange. I just meant it in a different way because I know Buffalo Exchange, it's kind of a little expensive. So that's the reason why I picked Amazon, because you won't have to pay as much. But I don't think.
wait a minute,
I don't think
what
Buffalo
about-
Exchange you do have to pay. I don't think it is expensive actually.
Well, I mean,
so that's
you
why
can
I feel
also
like I take that
sell
back.
your clothes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I still love eBay.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Amazon,
But it's a little
eBay.
bit
And what about that
Become
runway,
affiliated and stuff like
runway,
that?
the closet, the rent a closet?
Oh, I know, like Poshmark and like Primark and like
Yeah, that stuff is really good. The rent a runway.
Yeah, rent a runway, hot couture,
Rent a runway,
They have
I'm
all
all-
these things, and it's easier to like do your own T-shirt line and stuff like that. I feel like if you guys want to find out any way to make extra money, always use YouTube. Like it's been helping me so much. Like just learning about investments and just like investing with small amount of money from like $50 to $1,000, flipping cars, anything from. Learning how to write a mission statement, why you're doing it, and stuff. You know, just planning out certain things. So YouTube is definitely a big. Oh, and Jim Quick, J-I-M, and his last name is K-W-I-K. Look him up. He is like, I just feel like he's so motivational, and he really made a good point about when you wake up in the morning, if you don't have the control of your morning for the first hour, and if you don't have control over your first hour and your last hour of your day. Your day is really not worth anything.
That's
so
a
it's
good
just
point.
really good
that's a good
psychological key points. That's you know,
I like it.
All right, nonetheless, you know how Reem'o got found out. Yeah, that final Ruger. Here's how we're gonna make it, man. Get it, at the end of the day, get it how you live. It doesn't matter which way it happens. Do it what's best for you. You don't need to drag everybody with you, whatever you don't get at the end of the day. Also, too, when you do stand behind a cause, you know what I'm saying? Say it within your own limitations, not for everybody else's limitations, because everybody may not follow what you want it to be limited to. And at the end of the day, and also too, just do what you got to do. End of the day. Nonetheless, this is the panel. Facts with Reem'o. I'm your host, Reem'o Meerak. You already know what's up. The Rugers are always going to be swayed. We stick to the facts as close as we can.
We try.
Stay tuned for another episode. You already know what's up, man. I holla. Deuces.
Very blessed. Yes, success taking the many steps. My journey was longer than most, never needed rest. My ambition and drive will put me to the test. My peers asking, Con, you still rapping? My answer to that, hell yeah, you still napping? The secret agent of hip hop, I'm on a mission. Now tell me, can you stand the rain like New Edition? I'm loving the vibe, we toast to a new beginning. You can't be the vigor winning in the night bending. Cornery bright like a flashlight. I must have been a king in my past life. A lot of rappers are lame, there's no subliminal. I am not one and the same, just so original. They try to tell me stay in my lane. I'm independent, plus I got my own video game. I'm like, oh.
We turn nothing into